Well, hello, good evening. D. Leonard Hughes here. I'm president and CEO and host of D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute. And I'm so glad to be on. Just a few minutes, I'm going to bring my guests on. We're so excited. Um, Once again, this is not a religious, I got to do my disclaimer. This is not a religious or a church platform. It is a Christ awareness but not religious or church platform. This is a personal development institute. I am a personal development coach, and I'm so excited that you're on with us on this day. This is Friday. I think it's March 22nd. And we're so excited. I'm so excited about my new company, Dealing with Hughes Personal Development Institute. I'm believing that this personal development thing will go all. There are 197 countries, and I believe that it's going to go all over the world. I'm known as the mind hacker, and I'm trying to put together other consultants that can get in it and take it to another level. Personal development is very important for your success in business, your success in your life, your success in relationship. Doesn't matter. The more you develop you, the more you can market you. Let me say this again. The more you develop you, the more you can market you. We're on 5 platforms. And so others on the other platforms, I thank you. My YouTube. I want y'all to do this for me. I want you to go to the YouTube channel, and we're building our channel. I want you to share. Most of all, I want you to like, and I want you to subscribe. That's how YouTube allow you to do a lot of other things when your viewers go up on your channel. So I need you to do that for me. All right, well, moving on. Let's bring in my niece. Let me get this right. Okay. You got to unmute something, Andrea. You got to unmute. Okay, come on now. We did it earlier. Okay, I can't hear you. Hold on. I can't hear you. Let's see. Am I doing it? You're doing? Oh, I'm doing it. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, it's it's like that. I always find something funny. It's like today, my baby's birthday party is tomorrow, so I decided to did the yard, and I decided to test the what you call it, the grill. And I'm punching the button and turn it on and hit the red light, the red button, nothing's happening. So I grabbed the tank. I said, well, let me take it to Lowe's. Then once I got a new tank driving back, I remembered that I did not cut my propane tank on. That's why I got that. So I'm saying that we have to learn to find things in life to laugh about. And we have to. Andrea, hello. Welcome to Personal Development Institute. I'm so excited to have my niece on that's manifesting and progressing. So we're going to give her a few minutes. Let's talk about this manifesting thing. Let's get into it. Let me go to my comment section. Carl, I'm gonna give you a few minutes to tell them who you are, a little bit this and that. We didn't do you family, so I didn't do my list of interviews, and I didn't do my disclaimer that the views, and I didn't do that with you. So just talk, talk about where you on your journey and your manifesting.
Well, my manifestation and my journey started with COVID. I think just like everyone else, COVID kind of hit them a little hard, but unfortunately for me, it didn't. I thought it was. I just made it back from a trip in Colombia, and when I got back, the first
You're
thing
always going somewhere out the country. You're always.
But that's part of my journey, though. That's part of my journey.
That's it. And let me say this. And I was thinking of one great philosopher, Neville Goddard, and he talked about when he first met Abdullah. These are names you probably never. These are great folks in New Thought. And he wanted to go. He was from Barbados, and he wanted to go back to Barbados. And he went to Abdullah. Abdullah was a great wisdom, great guru. He's dead many years ago. And he went to Abdullah and was saying, I want to go to Barbados. And Abdullah told her, you are in Barbados. And so from thinking like that, not I'm going to go, I want to go, but I'm there. From thinking like that, he got a ticket. Somebody paid a ticket. When he got to the airport, it wasn't first class. Somebody said, no, you need to be first class. So people, we're praying about things that you don't have to do that. You can, I'm seeing manifestations every single week. All right, come on. We're going to stop and go as you go. Go ahead.
So like I said, when I started, I came back from Colombia, and the first thing I opened when I get to work was I was being furloughed from my job. But I had a backup plan. So what I started doing is writing it down, writing the vision.
Stop you as you go. You had a backup plan. And that's the thing about manifesting. Let me say this. In manifesting, people, you never put a face with it, and you never put a place with it. You never put a face with it in you, because you don't know who it's going to be. You don't know where it's going to be. And sometimes when you put a face in a place to something that you desiring or you believing for, if it don't happen through that person or through that place, then we feel that manifesting is not working. So I've learned, I teach as a coach, when you're manifesting, don't put a face with it, don't put a place with it. But I like what you said. You had a backup plan. Go ahead.
Because the thing about it is we always put our trust in men, and we got to start putting trust in ourselves, because God said we are God. We're like of him. So therefore, he said that if we're of him and everything in this world belongs to us, why are we waiting to ask for it? It's ours.
That's it. It's ours.
So why are we waiting around for it?
You don't have to,
you don't have to wait for it. It's ours.
It's manifesting. How it's going to come, when it's going to come, we don't know that. But our job is to see it as if we already have it, already have the wish.
That's that faith.
That's the faith. Now I'm going to get it. Now I'm wishing to get it. I'm hoping I'll get it. Well, maybe one day I'll get it. No, you have to say, and as the scripture says, believe you have received.
It's already yours.
Go ahead, come on.
So anyway, I just started, like the elders say, get in your prayer closet, start asking for these things that's yours. And I was like, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to make more money. I want to travel to make more money. And it happened. I wrote it out. I wrote the vision. I dreamed about it. I seen myself doing it, and I did it. And now I travel for a living, and I haven't paid for a trip, and I don't know when. And I'm out of the country once a month.
Okay.
Once a month, I'm out of the country doing something, and I have not yet, since 2021, paid for a trip. And I'm not talking about somebody for a long time. I don't do those. I'm out of the country: Dubai, Colombia, Cuba, St. Croix, Mexico.
Even Cuba, you been to Cuba? Oh my God!
I'm getting ready to go to Cuba again. Matter of fact, I was in Cuba.
But I'm ready for that yet. Cuba's one.
I've been to Cuba.
Okay.
I just got back from Dubai, and I'm headed to Paris in June.
So you just manifest these trips. You see.
So what happened is. So what happened is, it started off with $20,000. I seen a car. I've been dreaming about this car that I want, and I had one. I had a Lexus. I wanted a newer one, but I knew what color I wanted. I knew what it looked like, and I drove by one day and I saw it, and I knew it was mine.
Take your time.
And I went in and told the man that was my car, and he was like, "You want to test drive?" I said, "No."
Faith is a knowing. So you went in.
I knew it.
That's it. And you
so
told
I went
the
in.
man,
I told the man it was my car. And he was like, "You want to test drive it?" I said, "No, because it's mine. I just need you to do the paperwork on the car." And he was like, "Well, I'm going to have to run a credit check." I said, "Here you go. I already ran it, but it's okay." So the next step was for me to get a loan to get the car. I said, fine. So he told me he'll give me a call back. So I found out the loan company that he was trying to go through, and I envisioned them giving me the $20,000. He didn't call me back the next morning. I was wondering what happened, but I didn't threaten. I wasn't like fearful, like it wasn't my car. Okay. I knew it was mine. I knew I was going to pick it up. I didn't know if I was going to pick it up Friday or Saturday. I just knew it was my car. And about 10 o'clock the next morning, he called me back and he said, "Hey, I don't know what it was about you, but I couldn't get you off my mind. I went through a friend of mine who actually works at a credit union, and they gave you the money for the car. You can come pick it up this afternoon."
Wow. And so you manifested $20,000 And if this is
Exactly.
what I'm all about, getting people to realize that you said something earlier. You've got to know what's all yours. There's a scripture that says all things are yours. Again, this is not a religious
Yes,
platform, but it's a Christ awareness platform. But
exactly.
we got to know what's ours. People don't.
It's
And I
the
always say,
mindset. It's the
it,
mindset. We as people got to
it's
know that things God promised us. He said that it was ours. So therefore, if I said I see something that I want, He said it was mine,
that's right.
and
And he told
I stand on
Abraham,
it.
right? When he told Abraham, all the land that you see, you can have it. He wasn't talking about these eyes, because these eyes can only see. Even you go outside,
Mhm.
you only going to see so far out the street, so far in the woods. But there's
It's the
something right here.
mindset.
There's something located right here called the pineal gland. That's actually located right here in this part of our brain, and it's known as the third eye. But to me, pineal gland have
The
never
all
been
knowing.
open. Yeah, it's there's an all-knowing force. We have the mind of Christ. We know all things. And that's why I tell people, you got to open up. It's not these eyes. You got to open up this pineal gland. It's a real organ that God put there with us to help us see beyond our natural eyes. Come on, Shirley, give me a little bit more minutes. Well, you
There's
read,
a plane going over.
what are you learning about manifesting? What are you
So
reading
what
about
I
manifesting?
learned to manifest things. Now, one thing you got to do now. Let me tell you something. Now, this ain't something that I just woke up with and was like, oh yeah, I want this and I want that. It doesn't work that way. It
Come on.
doesn't work that way. The first thing I had to train was my mind, to get my mindset together, and that I had to get that I am deserving of these things. A lot of times people want things, but we don't feel like in our heart that we deserve those things. You wonder, why do I deserve a brand new car? Yes, you do.
Am I worthy
Yes,
for
you
one?
do. Am
Yes, you're
I
worthy.
worthy of these things? A lot of times we beat ourselves down and we don't think that we deserve these things or we can't afford these things. He didn't say that we have to afford them, because
Right.
he
And
gives us these gifts.
I told someone yesterday, never say what you can't afford or I don't have the money. Those are things that my
Or
wife,
the B
myself,
word.
yeah, broke. Yeah, the B word. Or yeah,
I'm
okay.
allergic to that.
I like that. The B
I'm
word.
allergic to it. I don't even say the word, because word has power. And if you put
Come
that
on,
into the
Reese.
universe, therefore you putting out that I don't say that now. Sometimes my money be in circulation, but it comes to
Yes.
me,
Yeah.
and
But there's no
it
such
comes
thing
in
because
all shapes
money.
or forms. People
Yes.
feel like, oh, it's just about money. It's not about that. He said prosperity.
Yeah.
Prosperity comes in all shapes and forms. So therefore, I don't have to have the money to go get the car. Somebody else got the money that's going to give it to me.
Yes. Yes.
How
And
about
we
that?
call other people's money. Other people's money. That's the thing in entrepreneurship. I was watching Shark Tank. I look at that all the time because I love seeing people. And some folks made it through Shark Tank. Some folks did make it through Shark Tank, but they still became successful. You said something earlier, and I'm learning this consciousness. Never look for without. Again, in manifesting, y'all, don't put a face with it. Don't put a place with it. Because the person you're thinking and you're trying to put a face, if it doesn't work, then you're all out of alignment. And it's all about alignment. You've done wonderful, Andrea. Anything else you want to say?
My main objective is to get people's minds right. A lot of times we want to use the word, but if you're going to use the word proper. Go and find the scriptures. There are scriptures to these things to have faith
Yes.
and get your mindset. The Bible speaks of your mindset. There's 3 goals, there's 3 mindset, and we got to know what those mindsets in order for us to get it trained. And there's a bondage mindset. He wants us to be abundance. He wants us to
Come
be
on.
positive. He wants us to have growth. And he speaks of these things in Mark 23. He says, you can believe all things are possible to them that believe. And I believe that these things are my things. It's time to change your mindset and review your thoughts, their thoughts and ways of thinking. And once we do that,
Mm.
all things else is coming. And a lot of times we be looking at the little picture. Look at the bigger picture.
Yes. Yes.
And
I
that's how
like
I
that.
look at things. When I wanted to travel, I was like, first, now you got to make it plain. Because I was like, I want to travel for a living. Well, I
But
ended
make
up
it go with
traveling
that.
for
Go
work.
talk about that again. Make it plain.
Make it plain.
Elaborate
Like,
on
we
that.
got to make this thing plain. One of my first manifestations I wrote out was I want to travel for a living. I'm thinking I'm just traveling because I want to have fun. Well, I ended up going on the road for work, and I'm just like, wait a minute. I ain't said I want to work for this thing. So I had to go back and revamp that thing and say, no, I want to travel for a living, for pleasure. I want to have these things. So make it plain, because there's power in your word. And he says that if we put these words to action, they're going to manifest. Like he said, we don't know how it was going to come. I was traveling, but I didn't want to travel for work. I wanted to travel for fun. And so I had to go back and revamp that thing and say, no, I want to travel for free.
Right. Because if you keep thinking it, there's an illustration I often use, also, the ministry part of my life. And I was kept saying, if I could just get a church that's paid for with X amount of members, I'm fine. That manifests, and I'm like, oh, no.
Wait a minute, I ain't trying to do that. That ain't what I'm trying to do.
That's why it's very important that people be careful what you say and what you feel, because it's the feeling that brings what you want. It's not just the talking. And I don't call it positive thinking. I call it kingdom thinking or faith thinking.
I'm the Christ of the King. I'm supposed to have whatever I want.
That's it. And when a king, I was thinking today, when a king gives an order, the whole king, there's no questions about it. When the king gave an order to Daniel, when the king gave an order, once the king gives an order, it's carried out, the whole kingdom. And we're kings, the scripture says. We're kings and we're priests. When we give an order, our words does not return unto us void, but it accomplishes. And it's so simple. But again, you have to be definite and you have to be specific in what you want. Take a few more minutes. Go. You're doing well.
So in Habakkuk 2:2-3 says, write it out. Manifest it. Your vision awaits. It's appointed time. It don't mean that, okay, it's going to happen tomorrow. Now, I have had some things that happen the next day, but then there's some things I got to put some work into it. And that's where we go wrong at as people. We lazy. We don't want to read. We don't want to write stuff out. We don't want to put the work in. But he said, faith without works is dead, and works without faith is what? So we got to put work into some things, I've had things that have to say, oh, I want money. But again, guess what? I started getting all these letters in the mail to try to give me a credit card. I don't want a credit card.
Come on.
I want the money that belongs to me without I have to pay it back. That's the kind of money I want. So like I said, again, write the vision, make it plain, because these things belong to us, and we got to just put the work in.
And I think it was Thomas Edison that said, it was Thomas Edison, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said, mental work is hard. That's why most people don't like doing it, because people's mind is on autopilot. I told somebody, one of my clients that I'm coaching, I said, your mind is on autopilot. It's just what you do every day. You get up, you go to the bathroom, you get dressed, you get a cup of coffee, you get in your car, you go to work the same way, you come home the same. That's autopilot. And our minds are not supposed to be ruling us. We're supposed to rule our, and it's resistance. It's a battle, because we've got so much religious stuff and church
to
stuff.
Piggyback off of what you said, our mindset. I was on my way to work Wednesday, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna stop for breakfast, but I'm so much on autopilot of how I go to work and the things that I do. I passed right on by the place, and I was like, wait a minute, I was supposed to stop for breakfast, but my mind, I don't even remember passing the place, because my mind is so set on autopilot of how to get to work. I really can drive to work without even just realizing I'm on my way there, or being able to say which turn I need to make, because my mind is already knowing which way to go. That's just like your GPS. Your GPS know which way you're going. So that's where you got to get back and retrain your mind. Your mindset is when the old people used to say your mind is a terrible thing to waste, because this thing is dangerous if you can tap into that pineal gland to be able to manifest the things that you want for us, jobs and all kinds of stuff. I mean, like, I've manifested money, jobs,
trips,
all kinds of trips.
That was your desire. Yeah. Now there's somebody else in me seeing like, why is she going all over the place? I told somebody, one of my clients today, I said, you got to realize that everybody's reality is not your reality, and your reality is not other people's reality. Maybe they're happy where they are. They're happy with their mind on autopilot. They just, they don't want to do. And most of the time it's because, niece, we deal with the wrong clientele to people. And I'm going to, after a few minutes, I'm going to, talk to people how you can attract your clients and sales. So many things that we did not learn in our community, instead of that we're learning now. The awareness of God, locating God, not looking to the sky God. And I often tell folks, he doesn't deal with us the way he dealt with them in the Old Testament. Because now we've got Christ in us. We're in the kingdom. So our whole dealing is the authority of the believer. The Old Testament, he came down and he would visit them. He's with us. We don't need a visitation. He's in us.
He's already in us.
Yes. Go ahead.
I learned this when I heard a sermon my father preached one time. He said that there is a man who died and went to heaven, and when he was walking down the corridors with God, he seen all these doors with his name on it. He was like, "Well, God, what's up in there? Got my name on it." He said, "You don't need to see that. It's all right." So they kept on walking and walking and walking. He finally was like, "Well, these doors got my name on. I really want to know what's up in there." So finally, God let him look up inside, and it was that boat that he wanted, that he prayed for. Yes. But guess what? He said, "Well, God, I prayed for that." He said, "But you ain't asked for it. It was yours. That. It was right here.
Yes.
That house, it's right there, but you ain't asked for it."
You didn't.
So why should we wait until we get to heaven to have kingdom things when he said we got heaven on earth?
That's right.
So why should I wait to heaven to get these things? There's heaven on earth. And right then I started claiming the things that belong to me. If it's for me, it's for me.
Yeah. And people, it's already ours. God's going to do this. It's done. It's between God and the universe or creation. You can't separate God from creation, God from the universe. Because the God that made the universe, God that made creation, became creation. There's no separation. And whatever you're going to get is going to come from Mother Earth. You want a car, it's coming from Earth. You want a house, it's coming, whatever. But the God part of us works with, and the scripture says creation is waiting. We're waiting to come. We're waiting and we're struggling, trying to come forth. But Romans says that creation is waiting for the manifestations. It didn't say, well, God is waiting or we got to wait on God. It said creation is waiting for the manifestations of the sons of God. So the universe is waiting for us to manifest those, because we're talking about how to manifest money, clients, and sales. So the universe is, and just come on in when you feel it, niece. The universe is waiting for people, not religion, not denomination, none of that. Waiting for people to begin to manifest. So we have to learn how. One scripture in Zechariah 4:10 in business is very important. Excuse me. Do not despise these small beginnings. People don't understand in manifesting. There's little small signs that you get. A sign. If I leave here and I'm going to New York, there's going to be signs all on 95. New York, so-and-so way. New York this way. New York that way. Holland Tunnel. So there's signs on the journey. But we're so problematic and we think constantly. And one thing I had to really deal with me is don't think no lack. Don't think scarcity. Think abundance. Think abundance. I don't care what your account looks like. It doesn't matter. Because that's not what your account is not your reality. The reality is that our cup is running over. I did something on Facebook. I said, your monthly income should look like your phone number.
I didn't realize how much money I manifested until I did my income tax. And I was like, wait a minute, what? Okay. Who got that money?
Okay.
Who worked for that? Because I didn't work for that money.
Okay, go ahead.
But we got to realize that money comes and prosperity comes in all shapes and forms. We don't know where it's going to come, but we just know it's going to come. But I like to say one of my biggest pet peeves is when I do work on manifestation when it comes to money, and we got to make it known. I just like to put a disclaimer out. I always put in doing no harm to nobody, because like I said, money comes in all shapes and forms, and you don't want, anybody demise to come behind you getting this money either.
Right.
So
I
just
like
be
that. Now, that's
particular about
deep.
how you do it. Because like I said, again,
Do that. Say
the
that
tongue
again. I
has
like that.
power.
What you
Make sure
said.
you say it doing no harm to no one. When you manifest these things and you want these things, you don't want anything to come to demise of anybody else, because the universe is the universe. We just put out that we want this money come to me, money come to me. But you also got to say do no harm to nobody, because hey, money come to me, we don't know how it's gonna come. It might come in a death, it might come in insurance. We don't want those things to come to harm to anybody else. When we do manifest these things, we want it come freely and abundantly. That's how we want our money to come, freely and abundantly. So that means freely means what? No strings attached. Abundantly, because hey, I've got a couple of $200 checks and $300 checks. That was all well to the prosperity of what I'm looking for. But hey, God, I need some big money.
Yes. Yes.
I need this. And
as you
always
manifest,
have a number in mind. Don't get silly. Oh, I want to win the lottery. You got to put yourself in position to win and get these things. And that's another thing. We have to line ourselves up with the things that we want. So if I want this abundance, what am I doing to get these abundance? Like, yeah, you got to put the work in. Yes, we got to write the vision. We got to make it plain. But what are we doing? Where are we setting ourselves up for? So we have to do that. I manifested money for the new company that I'm working for. It wasn't for me, it was for the company. We have a goal. Every Sunday we sit down and we manifest what our goal is for the week. We tripled our sales before, because those are the things that we put out there. Hey, we want this to come through. And every Sunday we sit down at a certain time and we sit down and we write the vision of what our plans is and our goals for the business for the week. And that's what we do. And we as people, we got to start taking care of ourselves, just like we're business. This is business. Our life is business. And I sit down daily and go through what I need to do. I set my timer. I'm doing a 369 manifestation key to the universe now with
you better go, girl. I'm a hustler.
Robert and Mary, and it keeps you on track. And you write. It just keeps you on track of what you need to do. And it works for me. It's been working. Before I even got this book, I had a journal. Just started journaling your thoughts and just started doing it. I went back through some old notebooks where I was manifesting in 2021. And I was like, go girl, all this stuff came true. It came to fruition because I was consistent. And that's what we got to do, is be consistent in our work. Have faith in our work.
You see, I came off the screen because I feel you, and I'm looking for consultants that can, because I don't want to do this all the time. Yeah. So keep talking. I'm gonna go off. You're doing well.
But my thing is just, the biggest thing is to get your mind manifest, get your mind together. Once you train your mind, you can start having faith. And faith is the substance of things that hope for, and evidence of the things that not seen. But it's my mind. Asking, it shall be given to you. This is what he wants us to have. He wants us to have these things. God, we're supposed to be examples. And if we're doing poorly, we being bad, broke, and we doing all these things, who's going to look up to us?
And,
I can't look up to somebody that's broke. How you going to minister to me and your shoes running over? I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. I need to see the God in you.
Yes, there was a poor man in Ecclesiastes. There was a poor man that had wisdom, but he didn't have money. And nobody really wants. Money gives you influence. And this is what I begin to tell God. I can't hide minds for prosperity, money, life, happiness, and health. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not seeing it manifest in my life. That was the bargain I made with God. I'll service the people, but you got to take care of me so I can be an example of what I'm teaching. You're doing well, niece. What else you got for us?
My thing is just, we are people of rich people. And I don't know where we got lost at, thinking that we don't supposed to have. When I walk around here, I walk around with my head up because I know I'm a queen.
Yes.
I'm a daughter of a king, and I walk with authority. I command my steps every morning when I wake up. Prosperity comes to me. No harm comes to me, my family. We should never want. Even when I got blessed through COVID, my children was blessed through COVID. My daughter haven't worked in 3 years, and she's never been lack.
Wow.
You know, we got to just walk with this authority and know that we are who we are. I know who I am. I know whose I am. And I know what belongs to me. And you got to know that too. In order for us to command these things, this belong to me. I want it. I want my stuff.
And I may have to go out and come back. Okay, there I am. Okay. Let's stay on. I told you 15 minutes, but I'm looking for
I stay
somebody.
on.
You're doing good. You've been doing good. I'm looking for a consultant. One of the greatest book, those that's on for sales and clients. I didn't get a chance to download the book on StreamYard, so I could. But one of the greatest books is called Good to Great by Jim Collins. My wife turned me on to this book a while back, last year I think it was. But it's called Good to Great. Examines what it takes for ordinary companies to become great and outperform their competitors by analyzing 28 companies over 30. This guy analyzed 28 companies over the 30 years who managed to take the transition of fail prey to the best. So you're understanding that you're taking your company from good to great. Eckers was a good company. Remember Eckers, the drugstore? It was a good company, but it wasn't a great company, because it didn't go to the next level. It didn't do the Walgreens. It did not do the Rite Aid. And everyone that's on is into sales to have a business. You need to get, it's a red book. It's called From Good to Great. Andrew, just come on in if you want, when you feel something. We have to understand this in manifesting money and clients and sales. Think of your subconscious mind as a fertile. So what's your subconscious mind? Let me back up. That's your heart, not this heart, not this one, not that heart. No, we can't trust that. But the heart of you is the subconscious mind. Three minds. What are they for? Conscious mind, subconscious, conscious mind, subconscious, and superconscious, which is the Christ mind. It depends on where you are in awareness, but we understand it. And the Christ mind is recognized by Buddhism, and recognized by Muslim, every major religion, the three major, they recognize the Christ present. Let's see here. Because we're talking about, Andrea, also Christ in the marketplace. In the Bible, he spent time in what? The marketplace. The New Testament marketplace, Old Testament was the gate. That's where all the transitions and everything, the economy deals with do. So he was on point. Let me give this here too. Clients must trust you. First of all, in business, you don't think money, you think service. That's it. Success is finding a need. I've got some clients, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I got some clients that are not paid clients. Now, most of them are $125 an hour, but I have a few that I took under my wings that's really sincere. And you say, well, you charge. Listen, I'm a coach. You pay what people pay for, they pay attention to.
Don't they pay their offering in church?
Yeah, they pay out. They go to Walmart, but they don't know how to pay an offering in church.
I'm just saying. Walmart. So therefore, guess what? It's not about paying for a service. It's about paying for your due diligence. You can't go to the Astor Mart place and say, "Hey, give me that car." Okay. You got to do the work, but you got to do the work. You got to do the work. And so therefore, sometimes it's okay to give back to the community. It's okay to give an offering, which means you want to offer your service. There's nothing wrong with that. But guess what? You got to listen to the spirit to know who to offer service to and who don't offer service to, because everybody ain't going to use your gift and your service for the right thing. So if I teach you how to manifest, if I teach you to have faith, if I teach you how to get these things, are you going to do the right things with these things?
Keep going.
So therefore, we got to be of service to people as well as listen to the spirit about who we do service for. So you paying for a service, and so we got to get out of the mind of, oh, we got to pay for this. You got to pay for that. It's not about that. You want me to tap into my energy to teach you how to go out here and get this money, but you don't want to pay me? Yeah.
So you have to be paid for the services you give. And I already said, one of the things that I was talking to somebody today, because they put in our mind that education would call, and I'm 100% for education. I have a psychology degree. I'm 100% for that. But at one point in my life, I thought the more degrees I get, the more money I make. And I learned that ain't true. Most of the millionaires, Elon Musk,
has never
Mark
graduated
Zuckerberg,
college.
they were graduated. And no, and we're not saying that's not what we're saying now.
That's not what we're saying.
We're not saying
Education is
don't go to
good.
school. Yeah. What I'm saying, you may have a greater plan. Do your school thing, but then you got to think of entrepreneurship also. Let's see here. I'm not going to get to all this. Proverbs 8:16 says, "A man gifts or his skills make room for him." The more you sharpen your skills, iron sharpening iron, and I often talk about you all being a part of a mastermind alliance. As you were saying, Andrea, every Sunday, people want, well, I want you to pray. You don't need another prayer. You need to get with a group of people that's thinking and something you said every Sunday. I want you to kind of skirt back over to every Sunday. Your team, what do y'all do? Now,
we
first
sit down,
of all,
we make a plan. We write the vision down and we manifest it over the week for a goal of what we got. But guess what we're doing? We're putting in the work. Okay. We believing in it. We have faith in it. On Fridays, we say, hey, we're at 8,000 now. We at 10,000. Or the accountant send us a text and say, hey, we made our 10,000 goal for the week. Hey, we made 33,000 for the week. That don't mean we go lackluster for next week. No, our goal is 10,000 a week. And if we do 30,000, that gives her more for the quarter. So we got to start thinking on those lines of just doing enough to get by. That's not what we're here for. Line yourself up with the ability to get these things. It's just not going to. You got to get out of the mindset of easy microwave stuff. Oh, I'm gonna write it out today and then tomorrow it's gonna happen. That's not what to do. We got to do calls. We got to shoot out emails. We got to run ads. We got to do these things to get this money. We're just not sitting here thinking up on the computer like, yeah, girl, we're gonna do this. It don't work that way. No, what are we doing to get the money? What are we doing to put ourselves aligned with those things? That's with your clients. Follow up with your clients. Like I have a young lady who works for me, but she only works whenever we need her. Guess what I do? I follow it up every other week, every month. Hey, I'm just checking on you, see how you doing. So guess what happens next month when I need her for an event? I can call her on the phone. She said, Andrea, I'm down with you. Because guess what? I check on her. I see about her. Same thing with your clients. Your clients is there to give you to do business with you, to pay your bills. So you want to give them service. Stop treating people like, oh, they just whatever. Oh, yeah. That's what's wrong with us as a people now. We just think people are disposable. You never know what a person is coming into your store for.
Come on.
You never know what a gift that a person came to give you. And we got to stop doing that, turning our nose up at people. I was having a bad day yesterday, and this little girl at the grocery store just kept watching me. I don't even like kids like that. So she finally, her mom then pushed the basket up behind me in line. And I look back, I said, why you keep looking at me? Guess what the little girl said? She just started laughing. She whispered in her mama's ear, she's amazing.
Really? See, it's energy is what we give off. And
exactly.
People may not pinpoint it, but it's the aura. And then let me say this here. There's another great book, and I think my wife mentioned it too, called Go for No. You have to be willing. It was Colonel Sanders that heard no over 1,000 times. And I was telling one of my clients today, she said, well, I don't like no. I said, no is how you get to success. And something I said, where is it? No doesn't mean no forever. Just not yet.
It's not just yet.
Yeah. Just a person say no doesn't mean never. And let me say this. We're finished working a major deal. And 3 or 4 other people had called me, trying to explain to me what was available and but it didn't click until the lady called, Linda called. And when she called, all the answers that I needed, she gave the right. I didn't even have to ask too much. So you've got to be able to, there's another teaching I'm going to do, flow versus force, because you don't have to force it. You let it flow. And you said something, Niece, when you got to, through the law of attraction, you attract the clients that you want. You go in your business. If there's nobody there, you go in your business and you come in. We've got short-term leasing properties. And what we do, I never forget when we first opened up the property in Connecticut. No, not just Connecticut. 'Cause in business, you have the slow periods, but you just keep on. And in the slow periods, I went in and I sat down. I didn't pray, oh Lord, send some clients. No, I sat there and closed my eyes and meditated. I said, clients are coming, guests are coming. All of our short-term leasing properties are being booked, and we're turning down folks. And you know what we're doing now? We're going to open up a couple more properties because we're turning down people. So through the law of attraction, I manifested those type of clients. We didn't want the 2 or 3 day folks. We wanted the folks to be around for 2 or 3 months. And these are the calls that we're getting. So you have to be, you have to be willing to fail more in order to succeed more. Most people think that failure and success are two ends of a spectrum. Not true. You're not just trying to prove yourself. You are there to learn and to grow. And it's whatever your reality is. I was thinking about Elon Musk. He's the richest man in the world. It goes between him and Jeff Bezos. But as of now, he's the richest man in the world. He don't even own a home. He's still on the SpaceX properties, I think, with $50,000 that he's renting from them. This is a man that can buy. And so you've got this money thing. You've got to know, just because you got it, don't have to go out and buy everything. Because most of the stuff.
And that's why some of y'all can't get the money, because he already know what you're gonna do with it. So he's like, we ain't giving that fool no money. He gonna go out there and kill himself.
The universe knows that you're not ready. Universe, which is God is the universe. People, church folks get to, the universe, same thing, creates. This is not a church platform, so I don't have to talk your language. So I'm saying I don't have to talk the church language. But what I'm saying, people don't, I forgot, what was I saying?
You were saying how people don't know. Go ahead.
What was I saying?
No, you were just saying how people be in the places. I have a story. I don't know why, like when I was married, I stayed broke. As soon as I left that joker, I had money coming from everywhere. So sometimes it's the people you hook up with. You hooked up and ain't connected. So sometimes it's the people you hook up with.
Okay. You hook up and Andrew is going to be one of my consultants. Wait a minute, let me say this. She's going to be one of my consultants. The part of the Personal Development Institute. There will be, I ain't even asked her, but I'm saying that. That's my need. There will be times that I will not be on, but she's going to be on because she's good. And I'm in the business of developing people. I've been doing this. Well, I was doing the church thing. I'm still minister also. But personal development, I've been doing this for a few years. I started it years ago. I started it when I was in St. Louis in my 20s. But I listened to people. I never forget. I had a Reverend Ike scheduled to come to my church in St. Louis. I love him. He's one of my mentors. He's going on. And it was, man, you been out here, Reverend Ike, come to your church. You finna destroy yourself. Stop conforming. And let me say this. Stop conforming and listening to, I'm going to say this, to stupid-minded people. I got to say it. Because you'll never, and I did not have him because I listened to them. And there's been many days in my life, he's going on now, that I regret. He had agreed to come, but I listened. You've got to move, y'all, into your own reality. Stop, get away from the people thing and what do people feel and what do people think. Do you? But you said something, and I got to go back over it. It is funny. When you were married, you were what?
Broke. The B word.
The B word.
I was the B word all the time, and I didn't know why, because when you hook up with people, it's energy, right? What the Bible says, equally yoked. He wasn't for me. Okay. He didn't have a prosperity mindset. He didn't have an abundance mindset. He didn't have the mindset I had. So therefore we couldn't grow. So therefore you can't hook up with people that you can't grow with. I don't
So
have
how did
friends
you
like that.
emotionally, how did you come through that?
It was a lot. That was a lot. I had to see it and believe
Let's
it for
deal with
myself,
that
and I had
because
to
it's
step
all
out
about
on
personal
faith.
development. Huh?
I had to step out on faith and believe that God didn't want me to be in this situation. I had to see the exit sign is what God showed me one day. He said, he showed me these signs in church one day and I seen the exit sign. He said, sometimes I have to show you the exit sign because we as people won't move. And sometimes we got to move you. So he put me in an uncomfortable situation for me to grow and to get out of that situation. I had to get to see the exit sign for myself. And I mean, as soon as I left, it wasn't even 30 days. I had a brand new car. I was riding around in a little Sportage, a little Kia. And I had the title and the deeds. I had the title to his car. He driving around in a nice little Yukon XL that I paid for. And I wouldn't give him the title to the car. He said, God said, no, give him the title to the car. Well, by the end of the week, I had a brand new Lexus.
Wow. Wow.
Because he said, guess what? That ain't for you. I'm going to show you the bigger things that I can do for you. I got a 3-bedroom house.
Yes.
From a 2-bedroom trailer to a 3-bedroom house.
I remember. I know your story. Everybody have a story. And you have to.
We got to also be careful for the people that we, like I said, once again, we just got to be careful for the people that we hook up with because everybody ain't for us.
That's it. That's it. People that win sales awards, think about this. Hey, Sheila, everybody, I'm enjoying my niece. So those that's on, I usually recognize Tanisha and I've been everybody. I don't want to call that name. My mother's on. Mama say, very good teaching, Andrea. But people that win sales awards, you think about Mary Kay that would give her consultants pink Cadillacs. But Andrea, how many no's did they get before they got to that point in sales? There were many. There's going to be many no's. The greatest sales award, the award comes because there were some no's and you turned the no's into yes. Okay. You have to tell your story, as you was doing, as fast as you can. Test your skills. Some will, some won't. In business, some will, some won't. Someone acts what? Someone. So either way, fear of rejection is the single greatest reason why people don't make money.
Absolutely.
In business by actually going and invite. The fear. Talk about that.
I used to be afraid to apply for different jobs because I had a fear of failing or failure of saying no. But what if they say yes? What am I losing?
And somewhere there's an open door.
Exactly.
There is an open door. God did not place us here. Christ, he did not put us here and just leave us. Say, you're going to be broke, you're going to be poor. No, he set before us life and death.
I moved across the country. I applied for a job on Saturday. I have a job on Wednesday, making more money than I've ever made.
And you all the way where?
Across country to Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, I know where you are, but I wanted you to listen. Yeah. Seattle is a wonder. I love Seattle. It's just when I was there, it was just too far coming over here. But it's and you, Andrea, you've had so many things, wonderful testimonies after one thing, and I am so happy. I mean, it's almost teary-eyed to see how you have developed. And you develop
just to make sure people understand, it's all great, it's all fun, but the best thing for you to do to start out is get your mind right, because our mind, our tongue is so much power. I can think of things that I want to be done. I can say things that I want to be done and manifest those things because I believe in them. You got to believe.
And he said, while you're calling, and calling don't mean come on down. No,
you put it out there and it's done.
It's done. While
it's done. It's mine. I'm just waiting to check the mailbox for my $10,000 check. It might not come in my name. It might come back in somebody's name, but it's gonna be mine.
I'm so glad to have. I gotta recognize Pastor Karen and Leo Murphy. Those are our Jamaican family. Amen. We're gonna have to have you in Jamaica. Yeah, we met them when we were in Jamaica and invited us to come minister. And we just hooked up. So we're glad to have you, Pastor Karen.
I'll be there December the 1st through the 6th.
All right. Well, you got to go see them. Wonderful. You said, I'm going to go back over this. People ask what is a mastermind group? It's a group of motivated people, entrepreneurs, business owners, employees, individuals, anyone who meet regularly to discuss ideas. See, we get on the phone with people. We ain't talking about nothing. And well, I want you to pray. I need a prayer.
I don't do those conversations. I don't do those.
That's what I told somebody. I don't get into that.
I don't have phone calls. I don't have friends like that. I don't do that. If we're not on the phone or we're not getting together to find out how we're going to get this money and start working for everybody else and work for ourselves, we don't conversate. I don't have friends like that. My friends that I have, we're talking about, like you said, mastermind and how to get this money so all of us cannot work. We have it's three of us. We're sisters. And one, she moved from New Jersey 2 years ago for COVID. She was able to go home back to St. Croix and work for herself for this past 2 years. Our goal is all three of us to be off our job by 2023. Our goal is all three of us to be off our jobs and have multiple stream of income. And we're setting ourselves up for success to have these multiple stream of incomes. But it started with a vision.
And you did her back the vision. First of all, it says write, journal. You got that. You talk about that. Talk about that.
Journal. Every morning, every afternoon, and every night, I write the plan. I write it. This ain't something I'm just telling y'all. I do this. I write it. I write it down because it's mine. But I write it to remind myself, you deserve this. This is yours. It is going to come to you.
Wow.
I write it out so I can go back and say, oh, wow, I manifested that 2022. I manifested that 2021. It came through, You can even manifest for other people. I've done that. Yeah. Set yourself up. You want your people to be successful. Sometimes you got to believe for them.
Right.
But I need them to believe as well.
Yeah, because you can't make people drink, but I often say I can make you thirsty. I'm going to talk a language that you're going to be thirsty. So in mastermind groups, we talk about ideas, challenges, successful issues, opportunities, and there's money circling. I was in ShopRite. We, each area have different supermarkets. Florida has, Winn-Dixie and all of that. And of course, we got Walmart everywhere. But it was long lines. And I asked a lady, because I go in often so they know me. And she said, we had 8 people to call out. People don't want to work. So that means there's some money somewhere. But you talked about your friend leaving Jersey, going to St. Croix, and doing COVID, during the pandemic, right? And she went in business. Give me some more on that. Give me a little bit, just the transition part.
So it's a travel business, and you think like, who wants to have a travel business doing COVID? Believe it or not, the CPS just gave the numbers for 2021. We made over $150,000 in 2021 just with trips alone, because one thing about it, people love to dream. And we sell dreams, not trips.
You are my assistant now.
We took over 40 women who's never been, I think 30 of them had never been out of the country. We took them to Dubai for a week. They ain't know how to act. Because guess what? We sell dreams. And dreams is
I had to sit back and fold my arms on that. I got in and rock a little bit. Talk about it. You sell dreams.
The sales, we made over $150,000 during 2021 during COVID.
In the midst of a pandemic, when people
we wrote the vision out every Sunday, we wrote the vision, we wrote the plan. We know what the goals are, and we went for it, and we accomplished it.
Wow, 150. Somebody else, Arcola, she said, "Wow." $150,000. They're listening to you, Andrew. They like you. Keep talking. I'm gonna hug you.
So that's how I make my listen. So when I was telling you how I said I want to travel for a living, I started off working. My company sent me to Texas to work for 6 months, and so I was like, wait a minute, this ain't what I want. So I went on a trip to Costa Rica with my sister. I was in Costa Rica, and on the way back from Costa Rica, I said, see, now I can do this for a living. That Sunday morning when we sat down, this was before I actually got in the company. I was just traveling and paying my money. When we got back, the sisters got online and said, hey, we want you to be an ambassador. We want you to start traveling with us, and we're going to show you the ropes. So instead of doing one trip to each country that we go to a year, we're going to do 2, and we're going to train you how to do it so you can make money.
Wow. Money.
And guess what? I want to travel, and I'm traveling for free.
Free.
And I'm manifesting this into a vision of a job. So now I'm going to go into business on how to sell trips, how to do these things. But guess what? That's not where I'm going to stop at, because I need another multiple stream of income. So now we start doing flying dresses now. So we bring flying dresses to you.
How's that? Talk about you. You do it. You good. You.
What we do is like when we go to different countries and they want to take pictures, and when they want to do flying dresses, they charge us $500. Well, guess what we did? We found the vendor who sell the dresses, and we bought the dresses. So now
what is flying dresses?
Flying dresses is a photo shoot that women love to take that shows off glamour and all this kind of stuff. And when we used to visit these different countries, they would charge us so much money for these pictures to where we
serious?
So we bought into it. And our first trip was to Jamaica and did a photo shoot in Jamaica with the flying dresses. So now instead of hiring people, they hire us, and we do everything.
Flying. It's, you know what? It's so many hustles out there. I don't know if you can use that word. It's so many, because if you're a hustler, you're not, my tell folks, you're not making money from your hustle. It's the hobby. Ain't no hustle. It's just a hobby.
Exactly.
You know? But that's Andrew. That's something.
That's manifesting money into yourself, investing money into yourself. And so instead of investing money into vendors, we invest money into ourselves, and we're putting the money back into the company.
So once you found out where they were getting what the dresses?
They're called flying dresses. It's a photo shoot.
I don't know about that, niece. Okay. So
it's a photo shoot that they do when people go out of the country and want to take pictures.
How much do they charge you when you go?
They charge you about $500. It's $350 for the rent of the dress, and probably $200 for the photos itself. So what we did
so you rent the dress.
You rent the dress. So what we did as a company, we bought the dresses from the vendor.
Oh my God.
We bought the dresses. And so instead of now hiring a vendor and paying $500, that money comes back into the company. So that's the thing. You got to find your niche. We always work for other people, but what do we invest in ourselves? We as a people got to start investing in ourselves. We got to invest in our children, invest in our grandchildren, because we're meant to be working for other people.
No, and a good man or good woman leaves an inheritance for his children. So we're supposed to be set up, and children
got to set them up.
Yeah, children. The emphasis was more on the grandchildren than the children, because a good man leaves an inheritance for children. So
my daughter told me the best thing that the most important thing that I've ever taught her is about credit. We got to start teaching our kids about credit and finances and money. And my daughter hasn't worked in 3 years, but she knows finances. She knows how to budget her household. What did they say about
what happens?
What they say about a good wife?
Yeah, and this is what happens with people. That's why I got beyond that. People pray I need some money. No, you got to learn about finances. When you learn about finances and read about billionaire, one of the greatest books I've read, I'm not talking about his political stuff, but Donald Trump book, Think Like a Billionaire. It changed my mindset. And also another great book is The Millionaire Next Door. That chick, because I thought most millionaires only spend about $400 on a suit. You know, they don't do all that.
They don't do all of that. They don't do all of that.
All this, and I said it looked like little monkeys with a whole bunch of stuff on. And that doesn't impress nobody.
It doesn't.
When you go to the bank, that doesn't impress the bank. They don't want to give you
aura.
money.
It's your aura. It's your inner. If you don't have that inner in you, it's not gonna glow. When I walk with authority. When I walk with money. When I walk with I'm coming through.
Okay. But you've always had, even before you got into manifesting, you've always had this solid, confident personality. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing you really didn't have to develop. Sometime in life we have to develop certain things in life calls us to just, what I'm saying? Yeah, we got a few more minutes. Visualization remains one of the most potent vibrational tools we have. Using the power of our minds, we can tune our emotions and thoughts to the reality we want to experience, because what you do, you act like the person you want to become.
Exactly.
And you see what I'm saying? I think like, and that's why I love Elon Musk, all of those guys. Even when they try to say something about him in the news, I don't get into that, because the scripture said, "Mark the perfect man or the mature." Perfect means mature. These folks have mastered stuff. These are folks, and I've always said this, niece, and I got beyond. I don't want to make an impression in the church. I want to make an impression in the world. As a mind,
that's what I just said. Why would I look to you? You got run over shoes. I can't look for you for no. How you gonna preach and manifest something to me? You ain't even got no decent shoes on your feet.
You ain't got no decent shoes, no money, and don't even have a decent, successful mind. It as different in Genesis 2:10-4. One thing that God promised us, and He gave Adam in the beginning, was 4 streams of income. One river, Genesis 2:10-14, 4 streams of income. One was onyx, one was gold. I always forget the other 2. I get the main 2 first, the onyx and the gold. But those streams were there. He had a whole stream of gold.
You got to tap into it, though.
Had to tap into it. You got to, and He gave them multiple, and that's the only way to be successful. It's multiple streams of income. One job is not going to do it. You'll work that one job, retire, and can't even do nothing, can't even go. But my niece manifested, but she had to be specific. She traveling all over the place and doing.
I learned at an early age. My mouth can speak blessings or curses.
That's it. And Reverend Ike used to say, "My mind is a money magnet." There's money in
my mouth is a money magnet.
Yeah, my mouth. You draw it. The more you say it.
One time, let me tell you what happened, Uncle Darryl. One time happened. It kind of scared me a little bit. But and I hope we do another episode about.
We will. No.
Women love to manifest men. That's gonna be another topic. But yeah. So I needed $600, and I was like, okay, I need this money, and I'm gonna need him to get me this money. So about a day or 2 later, I got a text message. Hey, did you get that money? What money? When I looked at it and I looked at the date that the money was sent to me, was the date that I said I need this money, and it was $600. I was like, okay, now let me try it again.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, the universe, God is not like man. You ask somebody for a favor, they do. You're like, well, I don't want to bother them right now. I'm going to wait,
Oh, I didn't borrow this money. They gave it to me.
No, we say, we feel that we don't want to bother God. Like people, what? I just got a favor from him last week. I don't want to bother him. He's not like that. It's His pleasure to give.
If that's my daddy, who I supposed to go to?
That's my dad. Who else I'm going to go to?
That's my daddy. I can have what I want.
If he going to get the glory, he going to get the responsibility. But we're going to go off. We're going to do it. You're part of the team now. And we're going to do another, in a couple of weeks, another segment on manifesting people. We didn't get a chance to do it like but it was good. And it's still about sales, clients, money. It's about manifesting. You got to say it. You speak over your business. When you go to your business, when you're not at your business, my company, Dealing in Hughes Personal Development, I'm speaking things and I'm saying the things begin to manifest.
You want the right employees coming into your business. I had to do that for my company, for my business. I had to manifest the right people.
What did you do?
Before they came in the door, I said, if these are not the right people that I need for my business that's going to make money, it ain't going to work out. I had a man to walk out the door, did the paperwork, went home, emailed me back and said, I'm sorry, but I can't work for you because he ain't got that money.
Okay. Okay. But
So
you,
that's the
but
thing.
you,
We got to manifest the right people to be in your business to make money. You can't have everybody in your business. You can't have someone who have a longevity of thieving. You got to have somebody who has a money mindset like you in order to bring that money in, because you don't want to be in your business 24 hours, but you want the money to still flow when you're not there. So you got to link up with the people who's going to be there for you and have your back. Like, we got to have money set people. I can't have this conversation with everybody because everybody don't understand this conversation. You don't want people on your team that's going to be in the back of their mind is, she crazy. She don't know what she's thinking. She ain't about to get that money. I don't need those people around me. I need somebody to say, girl, let's get this money.
okay.
Let's go out of the country. Let's do this. They're willing to get on board. I never thought in a million years when I got a call to say, let's go to Dubai. I didn't think I was going to Dubai. But guess what? I had just got back for Colombia. There's nowhere in the world this job is about to let me go to Dubai in the next 4 weeks. This job let me. Whatever. I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going. And I did. Wasn't even home 4 weeks from one trip, and I was leaving on another one. I was like, the first thing I thought was, how am I gonna get off my job? And then I said, no, this, I'm going. And I went in the office. He pulled me in the office. I said, oh, I just wanted to let you know. He's like, let me speak first. I said, okay. And my boss said, I'm just letting you know my last day is such and such day. So if you need to put any trips in, go ahead and put them in now.
Woo!
Now, if you say anything, I'm leaving in 4 weeks. He was like, really? Yeah, really. And he was like, go ahead and put it in. I'll approve it. I don't care if you approve it or not. I'm still going.
You're going. And see, and people, this is what it's about. You all are trying to get the sky God to do things for you. And I want to tell you, he's in you, Christ in you.
The God in me.
And the same power to create. If we're made in his image, imagination, image, imagination, image, imagination, image, imagination. He imagined everything first. And then was created. The same thing. We have the same ability. Niece, it's been wonderful. You all, it's been good. This is my niece, Andrea Allen, and you're going to see a lot of her because that's one of my manifesting.
I'm excited about this thing to teach people new things, because we as people, we gotta be rich in spirit, rich in mind. We gotta get our mind right, people, because it's hard times are coming, and you're gonna have to manifest how to get this food and things to be able to feed your families. It's coming to that time, and you gotta get with it.
Right, and you have to put yourself among mastermind groups or mastermind alliance. That's the only thing gonna keep you going. I'm a part of groups. And there's days that whatever, and I go to the group and boom, somebody's got a post or a blog that boom, I needed that. You see what I'm saying? I'm not to run around, pray for me. Come on, stop.
When you got on last Friday, I was like, oh my God, this is what I've been talking about. And it hit so home because it lets me know that I'm on the right track. It lets me know I'm on the right side of things. And we got to hook up to be connected.
All right.
With the right
Thank
people.
Everyone. Niece, I appreciate you. I'm going to take a few minutes to go off. All right. You'll be back on your part. You'll be on many times.
Guys.
Sometimes I get tired and I'm like, who can I get? And then here you are. Okay.
Right.
So we thank you for being on.
Thank you, guys. We learned something.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you.
Y'all, that was my niece. Did a wonderful job. Wonderful. You're going to be seeing her times that I'm not on. She's going to be on. Akola said, thank you. I must master the gift of manifesting. It is very simple. You learn it too. That's why those that are connected. Now, there is a morning, what is that called? A morning manna wake up. I forgot myself. Hold on, y'all. What is it? That I send out in morning mental wake up. That's what I call it, morning mental wake up that I send out every morning. It's always personal development information. So if you would like to receive it, let me know. And I will say, thank God for all of you. Pastor Karen from Jamaica and Pastor Leo. We love y'all. My mother, Dolores. I don't want to start calling nobody's name or somebody say you forgot my name. We're not going to get into that. But I appreciate all of you all. Be back on next Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Amen. Once again, thank my niece, Andrea, for being on. And this has been D. Leonard Hughes with D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute. I'm the president and CEO of the company and host of the D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute show. Okay? D. Leonard Hughes here. Thank you for listening. If someone want to do a donation, you can do that. Somebody just inbox me. I'm going to put this up there. We don't really push that, but since somebody just asked, let me find it. Okay, I'm putting it up now. Okay, there's the Cash App information if you want to sow or you want to donate and help us build our company. Now leave it there for a few minutes.